What is up, everybody? Gary Gilgan here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to another daily crypto update. Today is March 20th, 2018. Are we out of the woods yet? That's a continuing theme for the past couple weeks. Are we out of the woods yet? Boy, I'll tell you what, looking at this chart, we sure are trying. We sure are trying. Bitcoin's still below the 200-day average, and we are just trying to get above that average line. Will we be able to do it? Looks like we're probably going to take the end of the week, and it looks like even tomorrow could be that death cross, tomorrow or Thursday. Ooh, I'll tell you what, in spite of the positive news coming out from the G20, in spite of the rally Sunday and Monday, we are not out of the woods. We still got some work to do to get above the 50 and the 200-day and really to just run up to new highs. Crypto still hovering around that. I wanted to write that down. The $330 billion mark, up about $15 billion from yesterday's show. I think yesterday we were sitting about in between 318 and 315 billion, and looks like we're climbing. We're climbing a little bit. I'm going to start noting. So yesterday was about 315. Today's about 330. I think the highest I saw yesterday was 330. So that's really obviously a resistance that we've got to get through to really continue to growing upward. Bitcoin sitting flat. Ethereum down a little bit. I'm going to show you guys about Ethereum here in a minute in the charts. Ripple up a little bit. Just really trying to break through that 70-cent mark. We'll see that here in a second too. Bitcoin Cash up 3%. Litecoin just really flat over the past few days and even weeks. Just really flat. Not a lot of price action there. Cardano up 8.6%. Stellar up. Neo up. EOS. Boy, oh boy, EOS just had a phenomenal couple days. Man, I don't know what is boosting EOS. I mean, I have a pretty good idea after doing some research over the past couple days. In fact, we're gonna talk about that lastly on today's show. Is they've moved up. EOS has moved up the time frame that you need to go and register your ERC20 address. Because they are going to be moving forward at a much quicker pace as far as moving their token over. They want you to get your address, your ERC20 address. Make sure it's not attached to an exchange like Bittrex, Binance, Coinbase. It has to be a MyEther wallet, Ledger, a Trezor, something that is an actual wallet, not an exchange. I'll actually do a video showing you guys how to register it. It's really not that hard, but it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I'll show you guys how to do that. And then rounding out the top 10, we've got IOTA making a good little run up at about 11%. So it's salt and pepper today, guys. Some are up, some are down. But for the majority, it's up. And that's a good thing. Just a couple days ago, we had a possibility of it being pretty dang bleak. Check out the all-time highs. Comparing, Bitcoin still down 57% from its all-time high back on December 17th. Ethereum still down 62% from its all-time high. Ripple, 81%. Bitcoin Cash, 76%. Litecoin, 57%. Cardano, 85%. Stellar, 73%. Neo, 64%. 68%. And rounding it out, 75% down from its all-time high. IOTA, guys, I'm telling you, When I see this, I just see money, just dollars, instant profit, instant. All you got to do is put your hook in the water and be patient, just like in fishing. It's really all about just setting your hook, kicking back, having a couple of brewskis, and waiting for the bobber to bob. Look at this, all the way down. I mean, look at that. Zcash, 95% corrected. I mean, that's a 2x on your money. That's a 2x. You put $1,000 in, $3,000 comes out. Saya coin, 89% corrected. Look at these. All of these. There's only but a few that are 50%. Let's actually see. Is there anything below? Oh, yeah. Tether doesn't count. There is not a single coin in the top 50 that is below 50%. The closest is Bytem at 50.97%. Oh, no, I stand corrected. At number 49, literally, number 49, Kryptonex is only down 44.15%. So guys, these are just, this is free money. This is instant money. So, this is the best time. This is the best time to buy. For me, as emotional as it's been over the past, few months, probably since January, it's progressively this market has gotten more and more stressful, more and more emotional since the first of the year. But my fingers are crossed. I'm on my knees, praying that we've started the uptrend, that we've hit the bottom, and that we're working our way back up. But you've got to understand that's a natural progression of cycles. Remember, like I talked about yesterday, energy, breathing in, breathing out. It's exactly what the market does. And it's you sell at the top. You sell when you've got more breath than you're able to take in. That's when you sell, take in your profits, and then breathe out when all the breath, when all the energy has been expelled. That is when you buy. This is when you buy. And again, I don't have a crystal ball, but Sunday could have been the bottom. I mean, we across the board, just double-digit corrections. That could have been the time to just scoop up some really nice positions, and I hope that you guys did. I know that we definitely picked some up here in the community. So let's take a look at some charts. We already looked at Bitcoin a little bit. We're working hard to get above that 200-day, the hourly. I mean, it's moving flat. It's moving flat today, guys. We're trying. I think, even with that $15 billion influx of liquidity over the past couple days, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be staying in Bitcoin. And, we might have seen, and here, speaking of which, is EOS, a lot of that liquidity could have, and I mean, it looks like it is, especially looking at, 24-hour volume. You've got almost $1 billion in volume. I mean, we've got nearly as much volume in the past 24 hours in EOS than we do in Ripple, which is number 3. So that's a telltale sign of where the liquidity is going in the market. And right now it's flowing into EOS because there's a lot. I mean, EOS, my number one project, my number one coin, my number one pick. Right now for this year, just the absolute, I personally think the smartest minds on the planet are working on the EOS protocol platform. They're just phenomenal. I watched a video yesterday that I'm going to tag. I'll put a link to it in the description. It just straight blew my mind. If you do not have EOS, you better get yourself some. I mean, I've been buying it since the ICO. I bought my first EOS on January 5th, and I've been buying ever since. When it hit 50 cents, I went all in on EOS. Again, phenomenal team, absolutely incredible project, and To paraphrase a video I watched last night, the most powerful software that has ever been created in human history is about to be launched, and it's called EOS. So watch that video. Okay, the 1 hour, oh man, looking good. The 1 hour, I mean, we popped up. Yeah, we corrected down. I was watching this last night. I mean, we came down. We're still up, but we are way above. I mean, we climbed way out above the moving averages, 50, 100, and the 200. I mean, EOS is just on a run right now. I mean, they got just a lot of good energy behind them. And then you can see on the daily, I mean, we just exploded. On the daily, we're still below the 50 and 100, but we'll climb above that. Only time will tell. Ethereum has broken below the 200-day. So how far it will go, time will tell. A theory I have is as EOS gets closer and closer to releasing, as more and more people like myself are producing videos educating people on EOS and how it works, I think that it will surpass Ethereum. I'm not I don't like Ethereum. I think that when an app like the Kitty app crashes your platform, that's not a very good sign. So yeah, hourly, we're below them all. So we'll see how much more room, how much more energy Ethereum has to let go. Ripple here on the daily, sideways. I mean, sideways. We're still holding above that 200-day, which is really good, but we're still a little bit below the 50 and 100. And again, just pretty flat. Climbed up out of the hole. What was that, yesterday? But we're below. We're above the 50-day, below the 100, below the 200. ADA, Cardano. Still looks like we're in that downtrend. Looks like we're moving a little bit sideways right now. Hourly looks good. Really trying, really working. Again, yeah, yesterday and Sunday, I mean, we'll see. Time will tell, but it looks like we could have hit the bottom. I mean, it was a pretty sharp, I mean, from the 17th. So from Saturday, from Saturday to Sunday, I mean, it just fell off. It was a really good buying opportunity. Really good. Litecoin is still, I mean, it's still holding all-time high. It's still in all-time high. We're still, I mean, we are battling with the 50-day moving average. Very interesting. I mean, Litecoin had some just phenomenal news last week that really did not pump the price up very much, which was very interesting. But last week was just a crazy week in the market, regardless of whatever news was coming out. But I'm very interested in why Litecoin is not moving like the other ones are, especially with EOS, with all the good news that's been coming out with LightPay and all those different things that they're working on. Old Charlie Lee. Neo coming down. I mean, we're still might have a little bit more in us. Below the 50 and 100 and on the bit. Oh, let's see. Only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. And then finally, Stellar. I've been reading a lot about Stellar the past couple of days. Man, I mean, it's just we saw across a lot of the top 10 coins that I'm covering, just that from, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, this weekend, we saw just a big old sell-off. Good time to be in, guys. In the news today, the number one story I want to cover with you, this guy, Trump orders sanctions against Venezuela's crypto. The homeboy Donald Trump has drawn a line in the sand. And for me, man, not a very good poker face. This really shows, even in spite of the positive news that came out of Europe over the weekend with the G20 summit, and I mean, across the board, just praise after praise after praise when it comes to cryptocurrencies. This type of executive order actually banning Americans from participating and buying these cryptocurrencies, that to me is a sign that they feel threatened, because this is a big move. A big move. Venezuela is a huge oil producing company, and America has already, they've been in a heck of a situation with hyperinflation and not being able to, really to capitalize on their oil reserves. They've finally, seen an opportunity in cryptocurrency to sell their oil internationally, and to really, for me, to dig themselves out of the debt hole that they're in. And really, for me, is an incredible test case on what cryptocurrencies have the power to do. Donald Trump has signed an executive order imposing new sanctions against Venezuela for its controversial Petro cryptocurrency. The U.S. president was previously said to be preparing to sign an executive order imposing additional sanctions on the South American nation for its attempt to bypass existing economic restrictions. McClathy, D.C., reported on Friday. On Monday, Trump signed an order blocking any U.S. transactions in the Petro, the White House announced. Good thing for VPNs, because I'll tell you what, I am a big fan of civil disobedience. And I'll tell you what, if I'm told I can't buy something, I'm probably going to try to buy it. So I don't know about you, but I would Google VPN. Because this could be a very big thing. Specifically, the executive order states all transactions related to provision of financing for and other dealings in by a United States person or within the United States, any digital currency, digital coin, or digital token that was issued by, for, or on behalf of the government of Venezuela on or after January 9, 2018 are prohibited as of the effective date of this order. It's so crazy that we live in a country where a person can tell you what you can and cannot buy. And when it has, but it goes both ways. What they could say is, this coin is contributing to the black market. It's contributing to crime. It's contributing to a country that is on the brink of collapse. But then you look at the dollar. The dollar is the number one used tool in all of money laundering, all human trafficking, all drugs, all crime, period. And it's linked to a country that is on the brink of collapse. So again, for me, it's all about a game of chess, and old Donald Trump just showed what their move was. The sanctions represent the most notable development to date since Venezuela launched the Petro in February. As stated at the time by government officials, Venezuela is seeking to use the cryptocurrency as a way to circumvent international sanctions. That the Trump administration would make such a move is perhaps unsurprising. Several U.S. lawmakers have sharply criticized the Petro, with Senators Bob Mendez, Marco Rubio, and later Bill Nelson, writing letters to the Treasury Department asking how it would protect American investors and prevent Venezuela from raising money. It's ridiculous. The Treasury Department has yet to respond directly to the letter's contents, but did confirm that sanctions risks would apply to Americans purchasing the token. Mendez's office later confirmed to CoinDesk that he was continuing to press the department for a response. The controversial token has received pushback from within Venezuela's borders as well. the nation's Congress denounced it as illegal and unconstitutional. And while Maduro who is related to Medea, that's an inside joke for anybody that watches Tyler Perry movies like my wife and I, has claimed to have already garnered as much as $5 billion through the token's pre-sale. No evidence has yet been presented to back up the claim. Coin Center Executive Director Jerry Brito said that in a statement that there is nothing new about the U.S. issuing sanctions. While Venezuela's attempt to issue a cryptocurrency is novel, there's nothing new about the U.S. restricting financial dealings with sanctioned countries. Issuing a cryptocurrency is not going to help Venezuela escape sanctions. But it will help them circumvent an executive order. It's like I said, I will be buying this. I'll probably even be showing you a video on how to buy it. And in response to that, Venezuelan politician blasts U.S. sanctions as Petro ICO goes public. A senior politician from Venezuela's ruling party has denounced the sanctions imposed by the U.S. government against its recently launched national cryptocurrency, the oil-backed Petro. As reported by CoinDesk, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Monday prohibiting American citizens and residents from purchasing or transacting in digital currencies issued by Venezuela. Diosdado Cabello, vice president of Venezuela's United Socialist Party, decreed the move on Twitter, saying, once again, imperialism is wrong in announcing sanctions and blockades against the brave and dignified Venezuelan people. The sellout lackeys drool when our people suffer. Let's raise the flags of Bolivar and Chavez. We will win. Wow, bold statement. According to Prensa Latina, the official state news agency of Cuba, Cabello also commented on the sanctions at a press conference in Venezuela's capital, Caracas, on Tuesday. He reportedly remarked that President Trump and the U.S. have failed to take a diplomatic path over its political dispute with Venezuela and instead have opted for a warlike approach. The news comes just before the public ICO of the Petro token, which is expected to kick off Monday, according to the white paper. That follows the closed pre-sale, which ran from February 20th to March 19th. Since the launch of the Petro pre-sale, Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, has claimed the token has raked up in excess of $5 billion, though no evidence, again, has been presented to back up those bold claims. Maduro announced the cryptocurrency in December 2017, and it was quickly condemned by U.S. officials as a means to evade international sanctions. Venezuela's opposition-led Congress also dismissed the currency as illegal and a fraud. So again, guys, this is a huge story. This is a huge story for mass adoption of cryptocurrencies. If a country that is as stricken, plagued with hyperinflation, if a country like this, Venezuela, can adopt a cryptocurrency and back it with a valuable asset like oil and dig their way out of the despondency that they have been in for such a long period of time, this is going to be a huge test case for cryptocurrency. So definitely keep your finger on the pulse of this story because this is big stuff, guys, big stuff. And real quick, before we get off, I'm going to just open another tab here. So again, guys, this is a couple tabs. One is go to Google, type in VPN, okay? VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. This allows you to essentially surf or explore the internet anonymously without your IP address being tracked. Okay, every time your computer has an IP address, and whenever you go on the internet and you search anything, that information is stored or linked to that IP address. Well, a virtual private network or a VPN allows you to anonymously create a VPN or an IP address in another country, another state, somewhere that is not associated with you, your location, or your computer, okay, and allows you to go online and do certain things, okay? And it's not necessarily illegal things or anything like that. For me, anonymity, privacy is very important to me. I don't believe that anybody has any business in my business, period. Not the government, not anybody except for my wife, okay? So for me, it's very important. So let's go real quick. We're going to go to EOS.io, okay? And you'll notice that as soon as I pull this up, and I come down here, I don't already have a VPN running, do I? Okay. So you'll notice, because EOS does not sell its tokens to American residents or citizens. And if you'll notice, it says US IP detected, participation not allowed. Okay, so with a VPN, if you had a VPN downloaded, and again, go here, there's free ones, there's paid ones. It's not hard to get one, okay? Totally legal, and I'm not showing you anything that's illegal, okay? And then that would show that once you installed that VPN, boom, you'd come here and say EOS, click it, good to go, okay? Now let's go to Google again, and let's try. Let's see if we can find out where to buy. Well, you might have to, you might have to do a little bit of research. I'm going to do a little bit of research on my end to try to find out where you can get more information on that Venezuelan Petro. Because again, I'm making videos for the whole world. I'm not necessarily making videos just for American citizens or Americans. I'm making videos for everybody. I want everybody to get rich. I want everybody to prosper. I want everybody to just survive the economic meltdown that is just around the corner. Just around the corner. Okay, one last video, one last story before I let you go. Okay, zerohedge.com, a lot of good information, a lot of charts and things like that showing you. I mean, it's only a matter of time, guys. You know, the gig is up. And every day we're getting closer and closer to the house of cards, which is known as the fiat monetary system, totally collapsing. And I can see, and every day I can see it clearer and clearer, is that the masses are going to rush into cryptocurrencies, whether it be EOS, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Venezuela's Petro crypto. Okay, it's the future. Okay, it's just like the internet in 1993. Everybody was saying it was just a fad, it was just a bubble, it wasn't going to last, and now you can't live without it. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, cryptocurrency is going to be a mainstay in every single household. You will not be able to live a life without it. And right now is the greatest time, greatest opportunity with what's gone down over the past few months and prices correcting like they have. This is an absolutely incredible time for you to get involved in this movement. So don't hesitate. I got a free video series. I walk you step by step through setting everything up, buying your first Bitcoin, cashing out thousands of dollars a day. Everything you need is in that video series. I'll put a link in the description. I hope you guys have a great day out there. Be safe. Have fun. Much love. See you on the next video.